All right, we are back. Welcome to the Real Estate Happy Hour.
Here we go. Hey, back from the cruise.
Man, how was it?
Man, we got a little Africa playing. And listen, this is going to be a great reminder for Courtney about our beautiful cruise because I did this song karaoke and she loved it. Loved it.
Did you bring the house down?
Oh, man. I made some other idiots get up there. They felt okay to get up there after they heard me sing.
You?
Yeah.
I mean,
they're like, I can't be as bad as that guy.
Have you done the That's What Friends Are For and We Are the World? Have you eliminated that?
I was shutting down after that one, so
you were the last one, right?
We're gonna have to find a playlist, but man, today we have we got some updates on interest rates. We're gonna talk about the cruise, of course.
Absolutely.
A little bit of talk about real estate market, some stuff that's come up this week. Just talking to buyers and 7 reasons to list your house. Got some great stock picks. Really excited about the stock picks. So you guys tune in. Stay tuned.
It's gonna be amazing.
Those and some college picks, man.
Hey, the college. Hey, does it get any better this week? I'm talking about Duke and Auburn last night.
Duke and Auburn.
Hey, because I've been telling all the Alabama fans all week, hey, we're a basketball school, not a football school.
And they hung in there, huh?
Hey, lost only by 6. What a crazy.
That's pretty impressive.
Hey, there's Jay Day up north, up in the Baltimore area. Good to see Jay.
Thank you, Ray. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. Going to be an exciting time this weekend with some time off with the family and some turkey, huh?
Absolutely, and pie.
Yeah, short week, so hope everybody loves that.
By the way, speaking of that, are you a dressing or a stuffing kind of guy?
I think it's dressing.
I do too. I mean, I'm starting to see more and more people call it stuffing, but I think that indicates you from the north.
Stovetop stuffing is what they used to have.
Stovetop stuffing. That's what you had in college with your top ramen.
Yeah.
I mean.
But, man, let me tell you, the cruise was awesome. We went down in the Caribbean, was Grand Cayman around through Colombia, Panama, Cozumel. I got to say, Colombia, first time on another continent for me.
Check that one off.
Check that one off.
Absolutely.
South America. It wasn't too dangerous in Colombia. A couple of places where Colombia was really nice. Though. Hold
on. This is nice that your standard is it wasn't too dangerous. That's your standard for the cruise.
Yeah. Panama. I think Panama obviously looked a little questionable. The city of Colón, lot of trash in the streets. Very, very dirty area.
This is only just on the coast,
Colón,
obviously.
Panama. Yeah. Now we drove about an hour inland to a little shore excursion, and then got on the Panama Canal, which was very cool.
Was that awesome?
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. I mean, some people might not think
that's a natural wonder. Well, no, not natural wonder. They didn't just all of a sudden have locks.
Yeah.
God said, "Let there be locks."
Yeah. We went. I think we were monkey hunting on the Panama Canal.
Monkey hunting?
Yeah.
Really?
So in those rainforests, the little monkeys are in the trees. Yeah. Very cool. And then another, I guess, Costa Rica, where they were saying it wasn't real safe to be out by yourself.
Hey, it's nice when the cruise line's telling you it's not safe.
Oh, actually, our tour guide.
Oh, your tour guide. Okay.
Yeah, tour guide told us not
so
a
the
good
boat's
idea.
going great. Yeah. Have a good time.
See you later.
Yeah.
Hope you make it back.
Absolutely. And in Mexico, right?
Mexico, Costa Maya, interesting little place. A lot of vendors, a lot of solicitation.
A lot of, if anything you want.
All the time. I mean, nonstop cigars, hats, shark teeth, whatever.
Reminds me of New York City.
Cozumel, though. Cozumel was great. It was probably the best stop.
Favorite drink? A favorite tropical drink you drank?
Was maybe the frozen mojito was interesting.
Good. Yep. Very tropical.
But the tequila tasting down in Cozumel was a lot of fun. And the infused tequilas and stuff like
tequilas.
that.
Right.
Well, they had like an amaretto flavor. They had a coffee flavor, a couple other ones, but that was cool.
Man, that is why. Now talk about your ship just a minute.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that.
Yeah, the ship was really nice. Big ship, obviously. One day we parked next to the Allure of the Seas,
and then all of a sudden you felt
another Royal, and it was huge. It was really big, but it's amazing how much. We did take the tour through the kitchen and everything. It's amazing how much food they crank out, how many pounds of beef and cheese and milk and just everything that they have for these cruises.
And they're planning. One of the things, if you've never taken that tour, it's mind blowing.
Yeah, how they coordinate everything and it's
2 weeks in advance, I think they say, right?
Yeah.
They're getting demographic stuff.
Yeah. But a lot of fun. Obviously, we spent a lot of time on the boat, but
Absolutely.
it was
Well,
very entertaining.
That's incredible. Well, talk to us about interest rates this week. Where are we?
Well, yeah, interest rates right now, we're I think the week before I left, we were moving up. And then last week, we came back down. So we're kind of break even on that. But around 4.8 on a 30-year fixed. 4.81 was the number at Freddie Mac Mortgage Market Survey is where I'm quoting this information from. 4.24 on a 15-year fixed. So,
so that is higher because we were quoting last week on the show. We talked about you could still get a 15-year fix in the threes, like 3.95. I mean, very high threes. But so they've gone up a little bit there, maybe?
Yeah. So, and they're talking about right now, the reason that rates are pulling back a little bit is because of the drop in oil prices and the stock market volatility. Man, in doing some research for today, I know I looked at got a couple new stocks later on in the segment, but I noticed there just a huge correction in the market the last week of September. So right before that October line on all these charts, they're streaming straight down. All these stocks are pulling back, and I think that was the interest rate fears when they got a little bit worse, right? Mm-hmm. And it might have been some of the banter back and forth between Trump and the Fed.
Yep, absolutely.
And I know that Jim Cramer has now gotten on board with, he may not be saying he's on board with Trump, but he is saying the Fed is not paying attention to the right things. They're not doing their research. They're not doing homework. And he said they need to talk to CEOs and find out where the market's soft. What's wrong with the economy?
Right.
What's going on? Because, they're looking at a great economy, and I guess Kramer's getting some information from CEOs saying it's not as awesome.
Well, you're getting some that aren't, but then you have Disney that blew out earnings in all facets of their business. So, and that's the thing I think they're trying to convey is that we can't, it's not monolithic. It's we got to look at the sectors and
I feel like, that most people on that side are saying that you're threatening to raise rates too fast. So whatever great things you think are in the economy, if you raise them too fast, you're gonna strangle some of that, and it's gonna turn the other way quickly, and that's what they're trying to avoid.
Well, let's hope they do.
Absolutely. Well, so that's a little bit on the market rates where we're at right now, and I wanted to talk to you. I had a client this week I was talking with, and I wanted to get some of your input on this because I thought some of the stuff was interesting right now with the real estate market. We're coming out of a seller's market, and some buyers feel like just because they are maybe a great file, clean, quick close, that they'll get a discount.
What he's really saying is they don't think their stuff stinks, and that they're perfect. I should be rewarded by $10,000. They should take my offer.
Yeah, also that being a great borrower, a clean file, and the time of year. And I just, I know you call professionals to get opinions, right? And I think,
we all do.
Yeah, and I think different things apply right now than have in years past.
Yeah, sure.
So being November, the fact that it's November doesn't mean that you're going to get a huge deal.
It means that you're going to have in this market, it means that you're going to, all things being equal, you're going to go to the front of the line. Somebody's not going to just reduce their price because you can pay cash even.
Right.
Because guess what? You're in the mortgage business. When y'all come to the table, y'all are wiring cash.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Same. Yeah, so if you got one buyer that's approved and another buyer, they're the same as cash. Now, granted, there could be some hiccups. The bank could screw up delivery of the mortgage, whatever.
And I think at the higher levels, it's even more important to go, this doesn't matter.
But you're still, as the seller, you're still getting that money. So
the seller doesn't care. I feel like
the only houses you're going to get deals on right now are going to be the ones that have been on the market for a while.
Which is not many. Look, at least in our market, I know Jay Day's on here from that, triad of D.C., that Virginia, Baltimore area. They may have a totally different market, but here in Birmingham, we have no inventory.
And if they are in the market for a while, there's a reason, right? And that's part of the reason why you're getting a discount, not because of November.
No, because there's something wrong with the house.
Yeah, and not
it was
because
either
you're
overpriced, bad condition.
Yeah. So just know there's different dynamics in this real estate market right now that I think people they don't think about. And good houses that do come on the market, they're still going to be competitive. They're still going to have multiple buyers. This time of year, you've got the holidays coming up, so not many people want to buy into a project. They're not looking to add a remodel job, a house that's in poor condition. We got to put a bunch of work into this right before Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Well, I talked about it earlier about Clark Howard came out with a statement this week talking about the personal finance guru, saying one of the problems we're seeing with the prices increasing so fast is that they're increasing so fast, they're not keeping up with income. In other words, people aren't getting those raises and everything as quickly and at all price points, right? I mean, if you're working at McDonald's and you want to move up to a clerical job, I mean, nothing wrong with those jobs, but they're they pay the least, right? So if they're not getting raises here to allow them to move up, they're not going to move. And then you can take that all the way up to a doctor, right? I mean, so we need to take all this into account and not kind of hope really that the market kind of just levels out and chills out.
Yeah, they need to level out because you're not going to have interest rates coming down. The other side of that equation on price is going to be interest rate or leading to your monthly payment, right? So if prices go up and rates go down, then you're going to have the same affordability. Affordability hasn't changed, so we're not having that. Rates are still going to keep going up or stay level. So we need prices to stay level. So
it's going to be interesting to see how, because and we're going to talk about when we talk about the stock market, but what you've seen in the stock market, for crying out loud, is a roller coaster.
A lot of volatility.
And hopefully we don't see that. And again, we've talked about it week after week. This is not 2008. Right. Totally different situation. I mean, we have fundamentals that are really good.
But there's always going to be concern. There's always going to be fear when you have a transition. I think that's where we're at. We're transitioning into a different type of market. So expect that. It's just part of it. I mean, we can't have roses and butterflies every day, right?
Yeah, we just make money. That's all, right? I mean,
we just sell houses and do loans. And
everybody just keeps moving.
Nonstop,
right?
Nonstop.
It doesn't make sense. And you get to, and too, the other thing is, too, in a market that's moving like ours, we're talking to people all the time about it's still hyper-local, right? I mean, just because you're in, say, Hoover, Alabama, right, doesn't mean that it's the same in Trussville, Alabama. You could have a totally different market in those two cities.
Oh, it's my buddy Dubendorfer tuning in. Happy Thanksgiving, buddy. Oh, just got water today. It's a little too early. We've got to drive to see some family this evening.
It's 5:00 somewhere. But,
over in the Atlantic.
Somewhere it is. But
somewhere.
Absolutely. Well, tell us a little bit about what you're seeing in terms of, are y'all able to still get stuff done in 30 days? Time frames?
Yeah. And, I mean, actually, the business is slower. Market, the time of year, inventory's down. So, listen, we can get things done faster, obviously, right now because we don't have the same numbers, don't have the same volume. So, obviously, we can turn things faster right now. And that's another thing I'm seeing a lot is a lot of contracts are getting written in with less, or they're getting to me with about 3 weeks to close. So we're seeing that a good bit right now.
And you're able to get them done in 21 days?
Yeah, we're able to get those done. And I think that some buyers are trying to do that to be more competitive. You know what I mean? They want to look better to the seller. They want to make it more attractive.
Well, and we talk about it all the time. You guys, the earlier we involve you guys, the better off.
Absolutely.
Everybody is.
Yeah, and we can always do the pre-approval up front and cut that time frame down even more.
And you're talking that pre-approval, actually running credit, everything.
Yeah, we're talking about getting docs signed with a TBD address, going to underwriting, application signed, everything.
The whole thing. And I think that's a big difference.
Address and appraisal.
Because we talk about it, we've talked about it before about the difference between the letter that we can get. I mean, basically, if you have a Pulse, a lot of people lie about that, and they go tell the lender, I promise you I make $300,000 a year, whatever, and y'all give them a letter, because if you look at the letter, it says subject to us actually seeing any of this stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting, as the markets change and as things get different and more competitive, we always see new things, right? And one of them is this process of getting officially pre-approved, having an underwriter look at it, having W-2s, pay stubs, having an underwriter's loan approval on the file, which
Underwriter's
it's
loan.
always
Yep.
been possible, but it's more of a buzzword now. It's more popular. People want to talk about it. And so it's definitely something that you're seeing more of, and it's a great idea. I mean, obviously you can cut down on problems. You can close quicker, which is something that everybody wants.
One thing, I'm going to throw you for a loop. I'm going to ask you a question I haven't even asked you because I actually just saw the news today. Here we go. So this is always fun. No,
Always fun.
FDIC came out with something that they're trying to propose that says that some loans won't have to have an appraisal. Do you know anything about that? They will not be anything government backed.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are times where we run into not needing an appraisal. And
When are those?
Typically it's going to be when you have a conventional loan with a larger down payment and good credit scores. I mean, it's going to be a good file, but there's going to be typically a larger down payment, so there's a little bit less risk. So you're looking at less risk. Okay.
If I'm a buyer and I got 30% down, can I know that up front from you guys that I want that loan that doesn't have an appraisal? Can I request that kind of loan?
No, it's going to be particular to the property because there are functions inside of our loan software where we run to get your automated approval.
Yeah, right.
That bounces the purchase price off of databases for that address.
Okay.
So it's not going to be particular to the borrower. A lot of times it's going to be a combination of the borrower, but it's definitely particular to the address, obviously, because they're checking that purchase price against databases on whether that seems reasonable.
What is in the benefit to? I mean, obviously, I'm sitting here going because, and you and I know that the banks just don't stop getting appraisals for no reason. What is their rationale for not getting an appraisal?
The fact would just be that the purchase price submitted seems reasonable and logical, and the equity position on the property.
Hey, they all seem reasonable to me.
Well,
if we're submitting them,
of course.
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, we wouldn't have any problems.
Right. But the bank's going to have a little bit more margin because the borrower say the borrower has 20 or 30% down, right?
Borrower is 20. Yes, right.
So if you were lending the money, would you rather lend 95% of the price or 70% of the price?
You're right. And what you've talked about before, too, was going back to 2008. What got eaten up was that 20%.
Yeah.
It was not generally speaking, the banks were okay post 80%.
Right. If we have a correction like that, which is rare, then banks are not planning on having a correction.
And they're insured
like
over insured.
Right.
So they're really not losing money.
Yeah.
You guys are smart.
Hey, we try to be, right?
Well, moving on. We got 7 reasons. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. If you're watching the replay or listening to the podcast, we are recording the day before Thanksgiving 2018.
Yeah.
And so
we're kind of a big deal. So that's why we have a podcast, right?
Yeah, we have a podcast. Go anywhere you get good pod.
Good pod.
Great pod. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, all those places. Go find the happy hour.
Go find it.
Anyway.
7 reasons to list your house during this holiday season. What are they?
Hey, first one, relocation buyers are out there because really think about it. They're trying to do something while they have time because the company wants them to do it on holiday time, right? And they don't want to take it off other times. We're seeing it. I mean, I talked to a guy today selling his house. We're sellers, but we're relocation sellers, right? So he's going somewhere and he's buying. Anyway, they're hiring throughout the holidays. It's a good time because everything's kind of wound down and they want to show them off because everybody's on the best behavior.
Now, and sometimes those relocation buyers can be a little bit easier to work with, a little more flexible, right?
Yeah. Why? Because they're incentivized to be.
They got incentives. The company can kick in a little bit of help too if they need.
Absolutely. And, number 2 was purchasers who are looking for homes during the holidays. They're really serious and they really, really want to buy. I mean, you have to be high as a kite, right, to want to do this, to go looking for a house when everybody else is having fun.
Yeah, they're serious. I mean, everybody's got shopping to do. They've got decorations to put up. So why do you want to add in packing up boxes and unpacking boxes, right? So that's why they're serious.
Hey, have fun.
If they're doing it now.
Yeah, they're serious.
Yeah.
There's just no need. You can actually, number 3 is you can restrict the showings on your home to the times you really want it shown. You remain in control. See, that's the biggest fear during the holiday season. Oh, I'm going to lose the right to have my holiday party.
Yeah.
Or Christmas. I say Christmas party. We're not going to get in this what we're calling Christmas holiday. It's your Christmas. But you can say I don't want to show it. You always can. It's not wise all the time.
Now what? And then what if you got cousin Eddie in the front in the garage in the driveway
cleaning it out?
Yeah. So you got to worry about that.
Yeah. So if you got cousin Eddie in your family, be scared. Or David's coming over. Homes show better when decorated for the holidays.
Absolutely. People will look around. I mean, they see a more attractive. It's just the same as the curb appeal, right? When you pull up,
it's just beautiful. I mean, like there's no one that thinks it's ugly, right?
Absolutely.
All right, number 5.
There is minimal competition as a seller right now because inventory's been low all year, so it's going to be even lower this time of year.
Because naturally, we hear them. We'll take it off, come back first of the year.
Yeah.
And so going back to the number 2, which said purchasers, if they're looking, they're serious. They're going to have less to see.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to be that person.
And any buyers out there right now, if you put your house on the market and it falls into their price range, their search criteria, they are going to see your house, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Number 6. Go ahead.
All right. The desire to own a home doesn't stop when the holidays come. Who knew, right? I mean, if you want to buy a house, who said that the holidays can't be a time for you to go see them?
The same reasons are still there. That you want to purchase a home.
And there's many people that don't like that competition of the spring.
Right.
Where oh man, it's disappointment after disappointment after disappointment because you kept getting beat out. Especially this last year. What we saw with those rising prices was, one of the techniques we always used was, hey, we'll pay $1,000 over X amount of any of your other offers.
Yeah. And right now we do have that little bit of a lull in interest rates. I mean, they jumped up closer to 5%. They pulled back a little bit. We talked about it earlier in the show. So another good reason right now, to do that. Number 7, the supply of listings increases substantially after the holidays.
Right. So those guys are coming back. And then I think they also talk about new construction, right? They're seeing more starts coming here in Birmingham, nationwide. And so what ends up happening, believe me, it's just like going to the car dealership. There's no question that new car smell or that new house smell matters.
Yeah.
They love it. And so the less we can have of that, especially if you're in the same price point. Because if I have a choice between a new and a used house, I like a used house, then, hey, I'm going to go new every time.
So, moving on, my favorite thing of today is going to be the stock picks, man. These are going to be some great ones. We can watch them next year. But it's just amazing the type of businesses that are big right now. All of these names, except for one of them, are going to be new ideas, new ways of doing business. First one is Shopify.
Yeah,
I mentioned this upstairs, and ABC said that this is a big deal.
Don't they service like Etsy and all these types?
It's an e-commerce platform where you can start and manage your own business. So I guess basically they have simplified a lot of the small business owners, a lot of the processes for small business owners, so they can start and manage and have a web presence, an online presence. Shopify right now is up 30%
year to date, and they took a beating, I'm sure, over the last few days.
Now keep in mind, all of these stocks have dropped over the last since that last week of September. So these numbers, these up 30% is year to date. That's included. Now, this stock drop has nothing to do with the company, the business, their revenue, what they're doing. So keep that in mind that this might be a great time to buy all of these.
Well, and while you're on that point, though, make one point on this. Kramer, one of those guys, was talking about, you take Apple. If Apple takes a major hit this year somehow, the rest of the market's going to go with it.
Yeah.
Right? Again, Shopify has nothing. It has nothing to do with Shopify. They may be making killer earnings, but the market's going to move with Apple, which is the argument about these companies getting so big.
Yes.
Why we don't want them to get so big.
Yeah. Next one is Teladoc. Teladoc, I watched a video on this one today. Great idea. Virtual healthcare. So basically they've said if you have cold, flu, allergies, sinus, respiratory bronchitis, pink eye, some ear infections, instead of going to the doctor,
which most men don't.
Yeah, most men will not. And a lot of people don't want to take their kids and sit in a waiting room. It takes a long time. Some of these emergency docs. It takes a while to sit in the waiting room. So you're sitting around sick people anyway. So you can sign up on this and request a call. You'll get a call in minutes from a doctor.
Is it done over like we're talking to them right now?
It could be done over this or a phone call, and they will answer questions. You'll describe your symptoms, and they could either diagnose or prescribe. So this right now is up 50% this year, from $36 to $55 a share, a high back before the drop of $89.
Wow.
So big mover there.
So tell it, where is it right now? 36?
55 now. 55.
It's 55.
A share.
Wow. When we get done here, I'm going to have to write all these down.
Yeah, I love these. Teledoc. The next one.
Don't kill me here.
Next one funny is Twitter.
We talked about this earlier.
Twitter's up. Everybody knows Twitter. I think they're finally showing some revenue.
This is the one that I sold after I made $3 a share, and then
boo, up 28% now.
But now, one thing on this stock is moving with the FANG stocks, which is what? Facebook, Apple, Amazon, and
Facebook,
Google.
Amazon, Netflix, and Google.
Yeah. So
not Apple.
So Twitter needs to catch its legs under it so that it can be included. It can become like FANG.
Yeah. The thing about Twitter is that they've got so many eyeballs, just like Facebook, just like Snapchat, except they're not making money.
Well, Donald Trump, one of the things I found interesting on one of their calls or whatever, an analyst was talking about, the reason you don't see the Twitter owners or the executives censoring Donald Trump is he does nothing but help the platform.
Yeah, definitely helps the platform.
Every time on the nightly news, the little Tweety bird is sitting there by a quote.
Absolutely.
And so you got people that are joining just to be on that.
Absolutely.
And it drives revenue by the advertising.
Yeah. Big story. And that's why I'm hoping Snap follows suit. Took Facebook a long time.
Oh, don't we hope Snap.
It took Facebook a while to make money, and it blew up after that. It's taken Twitter a while to make money. Snapchat, hopefully, we're pushing.
Well, the thing Snapchat has is they have an audience. See, most of these companies fail because they don't have an audience. They have an audience, which is
they have a huge audience
under 13.
It's a very very young demographic, but they definitely have an audience.
And what's really interesting is that Facebook and all them are trying to come up with the little overlays or whatever you call those. You know more than I do about this, but those things that make you look cool.
The filters. Yeah.
And the problem is, it's not. It's what makes Snap unique is that quick message, not just because you can do the picture.
Yeah, right.
Because this guy was snapping me. I had to make sure my daughter wouldn't watch the snap. He would send me crazy snaps from the boat because I was very interested, and I had to make sure because you can only watch it once and a half, because you can basically watch it
once or twice, real quick though, to the second time real quick.
Yeah, so I was like, no.
So you had to make sure she was close.
Yeah. I was like, I'd hear the voice. I'd be like, hey, bring it over here.
All right, so the last one, and this one, man, I invite you to Google this, the Trade Desk. Okay, the Trade Desk, man, go to the website. The CEO, Jeff Green, I watched the video of him explain his company, and it was still confusing. I had to go read some other stuff. Basically, they advertising technology company. They basically allow, and it's very, very interesting, allow ad managers or marketing managers for companies to purchase and manage ad campaigns. It's amazing. So how do you know if that little banner ad that you see on the video game you're playing, or the billboard, or stuff you see during football games, how do you know that stuff is making money? Is it doing any good? Is it spreading your name?
And these people do it.
Yeah, is anybody seeing it? Who's seeing it? Are they 40-year-old females? Are they Republicans?
Right.
All that stuff, they figure all that out. It's amazing. The Trade Desk sign is TTD. This stock, let me tell you, is up right now, year to date, 158%. Okay, January 1.
158%.
158%. January 1 traded at $46 a share. Today is at $119. And back in late September, a high of $162.
Wow.
So that's a 400% jump at the 162 highs. Right now it's pulled back to $119. Real big mover.
Happy Thanksgiving, Lauren.
So I had fun putting that stuff together today. A lot of interesting companies. different ideas, the managing ad campaigns, the e-commerce, virtual healthcare.
Oh, the virtual healthcare. Oh no, this was interesting because I think these are the companies that are driving the market. I mean, they're driving our economy, really, right? Because it's changing the way
they're new businesses.
Look at Shopify. It's changing the way that the average person doesn't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars and not know what they're doing either.
Right.
Taking a lot of that out.
Great stuff.
All right, now
Collier's favorite part.
Hey, Mr. Lerman from Cleveland.
Cleveland Browns fan.
Cleveland Browns, he loves them all. Football pick time. And Cleveland is not on here.
First one, we got Oklahoma -2 at West Virginia.
Well, Ken Williams called it last week when he said the Big 12 knows how to blow their opportunities. So West Virginia lost last week.
West Virginia is going to win this one. And you know why? We are going to set up for those Golden Knights of UCF to play Alabama in the playoff. It's going to be beautiful. Oklahoma needs to lose. West Virginia's going to roll.
Look, if it weren't, Oklahoma's quarterback, amazing guy. I'm going to take Oklahoma. I just think too strong on offense. I think West Virginia makes some mistakes. Oklahoma's offense is amazing. All right, the big game of the week. The big one.
Yeah.
The biggest one.
This is huge. Georgia Tech +17 at Georgia.
Your alma mater.
Now, I don't know the I don't know the stats. Okay, I don't know the exact typical line.
We know how you feel about Georgia.
Typical deficit. But I would say 17 points is a lot for a rivalry, huh?
Hey, Terry.
Now, Georgia has looked good. They've looked bad at times. Tech is rolling right now. I think we're on a 3 or 4 game win streak, which is rare. We're definitely going to play well in this game at Georgia.
You're a weird team. I mean, you never know.
You have no clue, but I'm going to have to take the 17 points. I would say no chance for us to win outright, but I'd take the 17.
Chance. Oh, I'll take the 17 too. You're right, Terry. It's going down in Key West. I'll see you in about 2 weeks.
LSU -2.5 at Texas A&M.
Man, I put this game on here because it's such an interesting game, isn't it? That the LSU that has played so well this year can only be less than a field goal favorite.
Yeah, they've done well. They've been a good team. They're on the road at A&M. A&M has looked strong at times too. I think they really handled UAB last week, which was a great team.
Absolutely.
From what I saw, they handled them, which is tough. You got a UAB team coming in that wants to play well, and A&M, did a great job. So, going to be a tough game. I would still stick with LSU, but I'd prefer A&M to win.
Hey, look, I'm LSU. They're going to win, hopefully by a field goal, right? I mean, generally. Yeah. So if I'm a betting man, give me a field goal because I'll win. So that's the thing here. I'll win on a field goal, right? Because 2.5.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm good with that. Now, this is the toughest one of the day, I think.
Michigan -4 at Ohio State. I'm so tired of hearing about Ohio State. But again, our UCF, Alabama, we need Michigan to lose.
Need them to lose. Man, this is a toughie, isn't it? I mean, Michigan is one of those teams that's just good. They're not great, I don't think. I don't think they're in the great category. I'm going to get Michigan somehow pulling off and covering that 4.
I'm going to take, I'm going to pull for Ohio State, and I probably won't see any of this football game, but maybe. You never know.
All right. For the big game of the week here in Alabama, the Duke.
Iron Bowl.
No, I was going Duke again. Oh. I was going back and going Duke and Auburn in basketball.
Duke and Auburn.
Because, we're a basketball school now.
Oh.
And equestrian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't even bother with this football stuff.
Is that the Gus Malzahn marketing?
Yes, that's it.
We're a basketball school?
Yeah, somebody said what was a lead-in for the this will kind of give away my pick here, but what was the theme music, to pump them up? This year it's going to be Dead Man Walking. And it's not Gus, it's Dead Man Walking. It's our players because they're going to get crushed. I'm telling you, this is a 48-17 game at best.
So I thought that the
Alabama, that is.
I thought that the +17 Georgia Tech line was big for a rivalry game. Auburn at +24 beats
embarrassing.
that. and Alabama will beat the line.
Hey, beat them bad. This will be the Iron Bowl will be a beatdown from the get-go. Auburn will never get their legs under them unless Alabama's defense somehow just decides they're going to lay flat.
And I think if you're an Auburn fan and you've been watching this year, you want that.
Well, if we can get rid of Gus, we do.
That is why.
Yeah, well, we just got to, because I love the fact that we're playing for the Belt Bowl or the Birmingham Bowl. And
look, I know everybody's working hard. I know everybody's working hard at Auburn. I'm not trying to, talk bad about somebody.
The players are.
But I think you guys would be happier with a new direction.
Absolutely.
In a new field down there. Huh?
I even tweeted Gus the other day on Twitter, on the old Twitter, that there was a new job opening at Colorado, and man, he's ultimately eminently qualified. They need you.
Colorado.
Yeah, who wouldn't go there?
Mile high. So that's it, man. We've got a long weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We got some NFL. Hey, how about the Kansas City Chiefs and the Rams? 54-51 Monday night.
Man, past your bedtime, and it keeps you going.
I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't know.
I figured you stayed up, but man, what was it? The third highest scoring game in history.
Amazing.
And that kid, I tell you, that quarterback,
Mahomes.
What a good kid, too.
Patrick Mahomes.
Just a good role model, good everything. Got a pretty girlfriend. Which I guess all quarterbacks do. I guess. Call me crazy. Who knows?
All rich, good-looking quarterbacks.
I wonder.
Yeah.
You never see them go, and then...
yeah, makes sense.
And then even the kickers, right? But anyway, well, thanks for showing up a day early so that we can be out of town.
Hey, we know we caught you guys off guard. In a lot of places, probably a lot of people may not be working today, but hope you enjoy the holidays with the family and... eat some great food and get some time off, get some rest and relaxation.
Well, and David Ham just said Gus will be around in Auburn in 2019 hanging with the fired coaches.
Chiswick and Die.
And Die. Well,
hanging out with Chiswick and Die. That's great.
Gene Chiswick.
He's Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
Coach of the Year. I'll never forget that.
Hey, and what's funny is we really fell out of favor with him quick, didn't we? Although I think some of that was his assistant coaches. But so we'll have that. And then, we'll be back next Thursday, 4 o'clock. And don't forget to download the podcast anywhere a good pod is.
Good pod. Anywhere a good pod is.
And David Ham, where good pod is. So anyway.
Kind of a big deal.
Anyway, we'll see you next week. Happy Thanksgiving and War Eagle.
See you guys.
Bye.